It was the summer, after crazy what we're doing, and I had been sprung from the 3rd grade. Our plan was to train wild animals and then put on a show to earn a little extra money for the family. But the only wild animal we had managed to catch was a skunk. Mr. Martin fell in on top of it. Oh! For the rest of the summer, Mr. Martin gave off a faint, slightly fading odor of skunk. And then he got wet.
We all have that one relative who tells all of the greatest stories about his childhood. For me, that's my grandpa. My grandpa is one of the funniest guys I know. For example, when I was a young boy, I was a ballerina. The best part about it is they're all true, which means you can bring them up at precisely the right moment at family reunions. But that's not the point. The point is, like my grandpa, Patrick McManus has some seriously great stories to tell about his childhood. And a lot of them are absolutely hilarious. One of those ones that's hilarious is the night the bear ate Goombaw, which, by the way, is true and maybe just slightly embellished. In the night the bear ate Goombaw, we find Patrick, as a grandpa, recounting the days when he and his best friend, Crazy Eddie Muldoon, as well as Crazy Eddie's father, Mr. Muldoon, and his grandmother, all go on a camping trip, and The Night the Bear Ate Goombaw by Patrick McManus.
I'm worried about Paul. He ain't been himself lately.
Well, Eddie, who's he been?
He's just been acting weird, that's all. You know what crazy idea he came up with this morning? He said we all gotta go on a camping trip up in the mountains. But Pa don't know nothing about camping. We don't even have any camping stuff. Ain't that strange?
Eddie?
Yeah, that's strange.
You don't suppose your pa will let me come on the camping trip too, do ya?
Mr. Muldoon tried to conceal his affection for me beneath a malevolent frown.
Oh, all right, you can go. But no mischief. That means no knives, no hatchets, no slingshots, and no shovels. Understood?
It was good to see Mr. Muldoon in his humorous mood again. I rushed home and asked my mom, "You'll be away for a whole week?" I'd have to think about that.
Okay, you can go.
I quickly packed my knife, hatchet, and slingshot. The one major item I lacked was the sleeping bag.
I'll just make a bed with some blankets off my bed.
You most certainly will not.
You'll use the coat.
Oh, gee, Ma, not the coat. The coat was a tattered, dog-chewed old fur that covered my 9-year-old body from end to end.
Mr. Muldoon will make fun of me all during the trip if I have to wear the coat for a sleeping bag.
I informed my mother.
Woo! She informed me. I stuffed the coat in the gunny sack. Concealing under the one threadbare blanket my mother reluctantly issued me. The day the big camping trip dawned bright and clear.
A common ruse from Mother Nature to lure unsuspecting souls into the wilds.
Hasn't rained in 3 months. Probably won't need the tarp. How you doing back there, Goombaw?
How you think I'm doing? Wedged in between these two youngins? This camping trip is the stupidest fool idea you ever come up with, Herbert. Goombaw, who was Eddie's grandmother. I still don't know why everybody called her Goombaw. She drilled Mr. Muldoon quite thoroughly on the bear subject.
You don't have to worry about bears. They're more afraid of humans than we are of them.
Well, this wasn't certainly true. Not for all humans, that was. Especially one I knew personally. There's gonna be a bear, okay?
You don't have to worry about bears.
Bear? What bear?
Well, then Mr. Muldoon called for a change of subject. Oh, fine. What about mountain lions?
What about mountain lions? Mountain lions?
No level area for our tent was immediately apparent, but me and Mr. Muldoon finally found one. Mr. Muldoon got a fire going, put on coffee to boil, and then it got dark. I say keep the fire going all night, help keep the bears off of us. Zip.
There ain't no bears, Goombaw. Stop worrying about bears. Zip. Everybody get good night's sleep.
I pulled the threadbare blanket out of my gunny sack and spread it out next to Goombaw.
Thank heavens, Patrick. Is that all you brought to sleep in? That one little blanket? You're gonna freeze to death.
Oh, I've got more in the sack. If it turns cold, I'll just put some more on. But I sleep warm. It turned cold. I reached for my gunny sack to get the coat out. I buttoned myself into its warmth.
What is that? A bear! A bear has got me! Since I was lying right next to Goombaw, this announcement aroused my curiosity to no end.
Bear? Bear! I tried to look to my feet, but wrapped in the fur coat could only manage to get to all fours. I rushed out just in time to see Mr. Muldoon trying to unstick an axe from the stump. Unable to think of anything better to do, I rushed towards him for protection. Even in the shadowy dimness of night, I could still see the look of horror wash over Mr. Muldoon's face as I rushed towards him for protection. Ah! Mr. Muldoon bounded over the log with effortless ease that only accompanies total panic. I could have reached out and grabbed the satin flap of his long underwear. The thought did occur for me to do so since I was nearing exhaustion. Mr. Muldoon could have towed me along with the satin flap.
Upon later reflection, however, I think it is well that I did not grab the satin flap. It would have been a source of considerable embarrassment to both of us.
When I could run no more, I dropped to the ground. Thought I might as well let the bear eat me and run me to death. I never did get to see the bear, as narrow as my escape was. Sweltering in the fur coat, I took the thing off and stepped down a hollow stump. Glad to be rid of the thing.
When I got back to the camp, I climbed up to the car.
Inside of which I found Eddie and Goombaw.
Thank heavens, Patrick. We thought the bear had gotten you.
Bear? What bear?
Bear! Half an hour later, Mr. Muldoon bounded up to the car over the bank. He explained how he had led the bear off at considerable risk to himself.
Gotta keep a cool head during a bear attack. Panic, and you're done for.
Panic and you're done for?